You're not overreacting, you're underlistened to. There's a word people reach for when they want a conversation to be over. Overreacting. He says it and the whole room tilts. A second ago you were talking about the thing. Now you're talking about you, how much you are, whether your feeling is the right size, whether you can even be trusted to know how big your own life is. I've been noticing that word for a while, not the word itself, what it does to the story around it. Because here's what doesn't add up to me. A reaction doesn't come from nowhere, it has a before. And the before is almost always the same. You said it small the first time, calm, reasonable. The way you were taught a good woman says a hard thing, you picked the soft moment. You used the gentle voice, you made it easy to hear. And nothing moved. So you said it again, a little less soft, still careful, still doing the work of making it small enough to be allowed. Nothing moved. You mentioned it, you hinted at it, you brought it up in the car, you waited for a better time, you told yourself you were being dramatic, you let it go, you picked it back up, you put it down again. Let me make it concrete, because vague is easy to argue with. It's not the phone at dinner, it's the 11th dinner. The first time you said it light, asterisk, hey, can we do no phones at the table? He laughed, he said sure, he meant it in the moment. Second time you said it with a smile that was working a little harder. By the fifth you stopped saying it, because saying it was starting to feel like nagging, and you didn't want to be that. By the 11th you didn't say anything at all, you just felt it. And then one night it came out, not light, not smiling, not small. That's the night he saw it. Not the 10 quiet ones. He wasn't looking then. The quiet was comfortable to sit inside, so he sat inside it and never noticed it was costing you something. He looked up on the loud one, and what he saw, with no before attached to it, was a woman reacting enormously to a phone. So he said the word. I think the word is doing something dishonest. It takes the whole history, every quiet time it wasn't heard, and it deletes it. It makes the loud moment the entire story, as if the size of the reaction is the size of the feeling. It isn't. The size of the reaction is the size of the history. It's how long you stayed reasonable before reasonable stopped doing anything at all. Now, maybe I'm wrong about some of this. Sometimes a reaction really is just too big, and there's no buried receipt underneath it, and the person having it would tell you that themselves. People get a day like that. I'm not saying every large feeling is a stack of unpaid invoices coming due at once. But the pattern, the specific one, calm, 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 gone, that one isn't an overreaction. That one is a delayed reaction. There is a difference between a person who reacts too big and a person who finally reacts at all. You weren't loud. You were patient long past the point patience was buying you anything. And then you ran out. That is not the same thing as being too much. That is being underlistened to for so long that the only volume left was the one he could finally hear. Here's the part that stays with me. Once the word gets said enough times, you start doing his job for him. You start pre-shrinking. You take the feeling and you file it down before it ever leaves your mouth, smaller, softer, easier, less. You bring it up so carefully that it doesn't land as anything at all. And because it doesn't land, it doesn't get answered. And because it doesn't get answered, it comes back. Bigger. Later. In the worst possible moment, in exactly the voice he can point at. And he says the word again, and now it looks like proof. It isn't proof. It's a loop. He underhears the quiet version, so you're left holding only the loud one, and the loud one is the only one he'll ever admit arrived. The thing that gets called your overreaction is mostly just the echo of every time you said it at a volume polite enough to ignore. And there's a quieter cost than the fight. After enough rounds of this, you start asking the question about yourself. Not was I heard, but am I too much? You take his word for it. You run the audit he should have run on yourself alone at 2 in the morning. That's the part that actually does damage, not the argument, the slow handover of your own judgment. I don't think the fix is getting louder. I've run that one in my head, and it just hands him a different word. And I'm not sure the fix is staying calmer either, because we already know where calm goes. It goes unheard, and then it gets called the problem anyway. So I don't have the clean ending here. I keep landing on a question instead of an answer. The next time it gets called an overreaction, the time it was genuinely too big, the time it earned the word. Go back and find the first quiet, reasonable, easy to ignore time you said the exact same thing. and ask what happened to it. I think that's the real conversation, not how big the reaction got when the listening was supposed to start. Maybe that's nothing, maybe it's just noticing. But I've noticed it doesn't go away once you've seen it.